Yo, what's up, all you burners, stoners, and potters? This is Weedman420 with the Weedman420 Chronicles. How are all you vipers doing out there? Mrs. Weedman.
Mr. Weedman.
How the hell are you?
I'm feeling rather mothery today.
Happy Mother's Day. Hey, all you vipers out there, hopefully you're smoking some big fat doinks while you're listening to the show, and we're about to get normal. We're smoking some Strawberry Shortcake on this Mother's Day Eve, given to us by our friend Big Earl. Strawberry Shortcake is a sativa dominant hybrid, 75 to 25%, created through the cross of classic Juliet and strawberry diesel strains, perfect for any lover of delicious berry flavor. Strawberry Shortcake packs a combination of sweet, fruity strawberries, spicy earth into each and every mouth-watering little toke. The aroma follows the same profile, although with a pungent diesel overtone that turns a heavy sour as the nugs are broken apart and burned. The Strawberry Shortcake high is just as delicious as the flavor, with uplifting and sociable effects that are perfect for getting you involved in the carrying of conversation with anyone and everyone around you with ease. You feel happy with a touch of creativity, motivation alongside with increased focus of all who are perfect for carrying on constructive conversations or playful arguments with friends and family alike. So a little ball busting never hurts when you smoke this strain. With these effects and the high of 18 to 23% average THC level, Strawberry Shortcake is said to be perfect for treating conditions such as ADD, ADHD, depression, mood swings, chronic fatigue. This bud has a smell, piercy, popcorn-shaped, minty green nugs with thick orange hairs and coating of frosty, tiny white crystal trichomes. And I said smell, it's small, actually, sorry. Effects: creative, focused, sociable, uplifting. Relief symptoms of ADD, ADHD, depression, fatigue, and stress. Flavors are berry, fruity, herbal, strawberry, sweet. And then we have berry, diesel, fruity, spicy, strawberry, sweet for the aromas. And we've smoked this on the show before. It's a very enjoyable. So thank you, Big Earl, for this amazing sativa indica hybrid.
Good stuff.
I want to give a little shout out to our niece, Littles. She is actually the creator of our anime. If you ever watched our YouTube or any Instagram, she was the creator of the Mr. and Mrs. Weedman anime that we used to use for the whole entire show. Now it's the first minute, 60 seconds. You'll see it. And also our very good friend Tez in Australia got a tattoo of it. So she is the creator of our awesome anime, little cartoonish start of the show, but she also made this amazing thing for Mr. and Mrs. Weedman. And as you can see, Buddy, the weed Care Bear right here, we call him Buddy or Bud for short. She did this as a crochet or knit?
It's crochet.
Crochet. She crocheted this in 4 hours and 20 minutes. She told us. And if you could take a look at it.
Nice try, Mr. Weedman.
She told me 4 hours, so I threw the extra 20 minutes in there. So Littles, I love this. I actually laid with it on the couch when she gave it to us, and I slept with it for like a couple hours. It was like I held it tight.
Teddy bear.
I did give I haven't had a teddy bear since
I was a buddy bear.
Buddy the Care Bear. Bud the Care Bear.
You like his droopy stoner eyes.
Stoner eyes. They're red, little pinkish. It's got a phenomenal job. And they're on sale for $50 on our website. Check it out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It could happen though.
Limited quantity.
Yeah, limited quantity. One a month. Pre-order. Pre-order. If you want one, just send. We'll pre-order. We'll customize. We'll have it customized for you, whatever color you want.
Pick the yarn.
Big Earl, boy. Good stuff as always. Hey, everybody, don't forget about 8decades.com. For all your cannabis accessory needs, check out 8decades.com. Our smoke set, our clothing line, everybody loves the steamroller. We have phenomenal products on 8decades.com. Check it out. $100, get you free shipping. You supporting 8decades.com helps keep this show going. We want to thank everybody that's been supporting us lately. It also is Mother's Day, so if you didn't get your mom a gift and she's a stoner, burner, pothead, please go on 8decades.com and buy something for your mom, because today is 5/11/2025, May 11th, and it is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day, Mrs. Weedman.
Thank you, Mr. Weedman.
And to all the mothers out there, to all the moms, mommies, mama, mimi, momo, mama, mama, mom, mama, mommy, mommy,
mama.
Happy Mother's Day.
Mom.
If you don't know that joke, that's from Stewie when he would talk to Lois all the time on Family Guy. Mommy, mama, mommy, mama, mommy, mommy, momo. That is my 420's ringtone.
It is when you call her.
So, so hopefully all you moms out there, aunts, aunties, CCs, whatever you call it, hopefully you all had a great Mother's Day, and thank you for being the moms of the world. Thank you for taking care of us men and other women, thems, theys, all the pronouns. Moms, you're the best. We can't do it without you. We can't be here without you. So we love you. So happy Mother's Day to all you mothers. Salute.
Cheers. Happy Mother's Day.
So we came back from vacation. We're recording twice in 1 week to give you all just, some of the lost news that we didn't get a chance to do. We just want to make sure that we did two episodes this week, so you had stuff to listen to until we do our regular start up again. And I want to thank a few people that reached out, cause of concern, thinking that something happened to Mr. and Mrs. Weedman. So for all you out there that sent us an email asking us if we were okay, I love you. I really do love you. And you made me smile. And I appreciate it. When I told Mrs. Weedman and Shawty, our producer, this, they were like, "Aw." So I appreciate you all out there checking us. Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Weedman are 100% A-okay. Back from vacation. As we talked about in the last episode, we are here. We are going at it every week with the news. We got some fun stuff coming. We got a new show we're going to be talking about doing, just Mr. and Mrs. Weedman, a quick little once a week 20-30 minute show for the people that want to listen to quick, fire it up. We're going to be talking about that soon, hopefully next month, and we're super stoked about doing this. So check it out. Keep on listening. Keep on sharing. And I got a fun article.
Yeah.
The 1960s. I wish I was 18, 19 in the 1960s. I really wish I was. I wish I got to go to Woodstock and got to experience the beatniks, and just really should have been like the age I wanted to be at during that era, and the music scene and all that stuff. But what do you think? Now, there's a lot of songs. There's a lot of music, but the songs of the 60s. It was a fun time. It was a sad time, right? It was a high time. It was a low time. There was a lot of shit going on in the 60s, from 1960 all the way to 1969. What do you think the saddest song, according to science, is?
Oh, according to science?
According to science.
Ooh.
What do you think the saddest song of the 60s? Not all time, the 60s. And we've listened to a lot of 60s songs.
I have no idea.
Well,
nothing even comes to mind.
If I give you the name of the band, would you think of one of their songs?
I don't know.
Simon and Garfunkel.
I'm stumped.
You're stumped?
I'm overwhelmed with the question, so I can't even think. Honestly.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. My words like silent raindrops fell, and I turned a collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of neon light. No one said I could sing. You can make fun of me all you fucking want. It started off good. That's all I know. And I got stoned. So I'm really baked right now. So
it's okay.
It is. But that is the number one. Hello, Darkness. They're saying is the number one saddest song of the 1960s.
I mean, there was war. There were a lot of songs about war.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a couple others though. But that is the number one saddest song. Sorry, everybody. I sing like shit. I don't get paid to sing.
We did. It's totally fine.
Started off good though, right?
It did, yeah. Right. And then you thought about it too much.
Yeah, I did.
And
I was like, I'm actually carrying the tune.
How does that go?
I'm actually carrying the tune.
And then you're like, oh.
I need the music. I needed the music.
You're good.
That's right. All right, so ready?
Yep.
Yesterday by the Beatles.
Yesterday. Yep. That's a good one.
Right.
That's sad.
Right. Cry to Me by Solomon Burke.
Which one?
Cry to Me by Solomon Burke.
What's that?
It's a soulful and emotional ballad that delves into the pain of a broken heart.
Oh, I don't know that one. I don't know it offhand.
So, Eleanor Rigby, The Beatles. I don't know that song by them. I probably have heard it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I know it off
Those
by
are
the time
the
I am.
saddest.
Hold on. Walk On By Dionne Warwick.
Walk on by.
You know that song.
Mm-hmm.
The End of the World by Skeeter Davis. Skeeter! Both Sides Now by Joni Mitchell.
Both Sides?
Mm-hmm. It's a folk song that contemplates the complexities of love and relationship, offering a bittersweet reflection on life's journey.
Ooh.
That's deep.
But that's not necessarily sad.
Yeah, but To some
That's, like,
people, it is,
deep.
depending on what your journey was. And then The Rhythm of Rain by the Cascades, a haunting song that explores themes of sadness, loss, and the passage of time.
Ooh.
So those are some of the saddest songs of the 60s. Now, there might be more, but that's the ones according to science. But Simon and Garfunkel, the
main one.
Yes, and then Disturbed did a remake of it,
Oh.
which was very, very, very sad and deep and dark, if you've ever heard that one. At least Simon and Garfunkel.
Farknuckle, Farfunkel. Simon and Farfunkel.
They're at least it's a sad song, but at least their voices aren't so dark.
Yeah.
You know? So, heck, I mean, Little Simon, come
Little
on.
Simon. Who calls him
Paul
that?
Simon. He's little. He's short. He's like
Nobody
5'2".
calls him Little Simon.
I did.
Guy can't help it.
No. I mean,
Am I little Susan?
You could be. Little Susie. Wake up, little Susie. That's a fun song.
That is good. Mm-hmm. What am I going to tell my mama?
There you go.
What am I going to tell my
You
pop?
know it.
Wake up, little Susie.
That's such a great song. Mm-hmm. See, now we took it from the deep, dark sadness and brought it back up a notch. Bam.
Bam.
I am baked. I'm really stoned right now.
In a really okay way.
Oh, in a phenomenal way.
It's good.
I mean, Mother's Day was great today, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. We hopefully everyone.
We all got baked.
Yeah, we all got stoned. But the funny part about Mother's Day, the best part of Mother's Day, Mrs. Weedman went to Costco today, right? And had to get some stuff for the Mother's Day extravaganza, just some sides and salads and stuff like that.
It was no moms in the kitchen, no cooking.
No cooking.
So everybody bought prepared foods.
Which was fine.
It worked.
Yeah, it was good. Some people, it was good stuff.
Yeah.
But you decided to buy a kite today.
Yeah, I did.
You decided to buy a kite today.
A large kite.
And Mr. Weedman has never been good
requires a lot of wind.
Mr. Weedman has never been good at kites. I've lost many. I'm like the Charlie Brown of kites, of kite flyers. If you've never seen Charlie Brown before and Snoopy, the Peanuts, Charlie Brown sucks at flying kites. The tree always eats his kites. There's this every time. Just trust me.
Like the branch just
it just opens his mouth and eats the kite. Every time. Charlie Brown he's tried hundreds of times, just like kicking the football. Lucy always pulls it away. He's never kicked the football. Just like flying a kite, he gets in the air and the tree eats it every time. So Mr. Weedman has probably lost about 4 kites in his life, and all to flying into a tree or when taking it into another universe. I don't know where these kites have gone and where they end up, but I will tell you a story before we talk about Mrs. Weedman's kite. My son it's his 3rd birthday. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And we have a party at a place called Loggerhead Park in Florida. And someone bought him a kite. We put it together. My dad is super excited because my dad loves kites. He could fly a kite. Mm-hmm. Mr. Weedman can't fly a kite. We get this kite. This kite was wonderful.
It was way up there.
It was a nylon kite fucking thing. The wind took it and wham. Mm-hmm. And then I gave it to...
we were right at the beach.
And little Paul was right next to me. And we're at the beach and the wind just took it. This thing is as high as it can go. We're on the last line of the string and I'm holding it with little Paul, and the thing goes all the way off and just goes into the woods.
Yep.
Into the mangroves. Mm-hmm. This couple who I think bought the kite. Uh-huh. Now I don't remember who gave the kite to little Paul.
I don't know. It was a 3rd and 1st birthday, our son and daughter, and
I'm like,
it was too big.
And I go, well, this kite's gone, and the couple goes, we need to go find this kite. I'm like, it's in the mangroves. Yeah, there's gators in the mangroves.
And you can't go in there.
We go in the dune area, and we look, and we go about 25 yards in, and we're looking all over the place, and all of a sudden I see like a snake go by. I'm like, I'm done. And I hear people yelling, go, we got to serve food. Get back here. And I just remember I lost a kite. Right. One of 4. Okay. Now you buy this kite, right? Mm-mm. You bring it, and I laugh. I'm like, I'm not good at kites, right?
You were like mad about it
because I'm not good at kites. I was. I'm like,
why do we need to fly a kite?
I'm terrible at it.
Where do you think you're going to fly that?
And
why do we need it?
We're by houses with trees. So I'm like, where are we going to fly this kite? And there's barely any wind. I'm like, there's barely any wind. So in my mind, I'm playing the Peanuts Charlie Brown, losing the kite in my brain. boom, boom. And I'm not stoned yet either, so I can't get it out of my head. So I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be
salty.
great. I'm not happy about it because I'm going to lose a
You're
kite.
salty.
I'm going to lose a kite in a tree. I just know it. There's nowhere to fly this kite that has room. We're not in a big field. We're not on the beach. We go out. The whole family follows us. There's 20 of us out in the street because we announced we're going to fly the kite. I'm like, oh, great. Can we just get in the air first before we invite everybody out here? Because I know what's going to happen.
I did not say that.
I said
it. You should be
or
mad
you
at
said
yourself. I did not.
You did.
I did not.
So we go out down the block. There's a little wide open street, but there's trees up and down the street. So I try to take it to where there was really no trees, right?
Kind of.
You're holding it. I'm running. You're like, you need to let more line out. No, we don't. We need to get at least somewhat like 20 feet in the air before I can see where so it doesn't hit a tree. Right. You're all yelling at me, let the line loose. I'm like, no, not yet. We have to see where this kite goes. And if there's enough wind, you guys decide. I'm like, all right, it falls. I had it up there for a few seconds and you didn't. No one listened. Okay. Charlie Brown's distracted. Let's try one more time. I try again. The wind dies down. There's nothing. You guys are like, give us the kite. I'm like, okay. So you decide to go to the road where it's now full of trees, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a row of trees.
But everyone was encouraging me to do that.
And I said,
you got enough room
and
here.
all I said was,
get it up fast.
It's going to go in a tree.
Right.
You're next to a tree.
Right.
The wind's going to take it.
Yeah.
You guys got it up and the tree ate it.
Like ate it. We
had a
like 20 feet off the ground, ate it.
You got pictures of this?
Like the tree was like, I'm not getting it.
And the first thing I said was, Charlie Brown, you guys didn't listen to me. No one listened. I know I've lost
the tree.
And it took us 30 minutes to get this kite out of the tree.
Yeah, like 5 people.
I had you on my shoulders. One of our niece's boyfriend climbed the tree and was still trying to get it out, but it was so in there.
Yeah.
This tree ate it. Fucking
It was
ate.
like, I'm going to lasso you in. And then
Didn't
it was like, I'm not letting go.
It fucking
I'm not
ate
letting
it.
go.
It ate it.
It did.
It was, it was fucking in there.
My kite.
It was in there.
My kite.
30 minutes, 5 people trying to get with sticks and broom handles. And meanwhile, I didn't know this, but your mom had a fucking 8-foot ladder in her garage. And I'm like, I would have came and got the ladder.
Right.
It would have been so much easier.
But we got tools. I got a long, like a 8-foot long pole that had like little fingers at the
I know,
end.
and you were on my shoulders. I held you strong.
I thought it just
strong.
needed a little pop.
I was strong.
Yeah.
I held you for like 30 minutes on my shoulders. Pretty good. Right? We got it down.
We did.
And then we decided no more.
We'll try again in a really open field.
Oh my gosh.
Or at the beach.
That is our Mother's Day story.
Yeah.
But the food was banging.
Yeah.
The weed,
The
then
day
we
was
smoked,
great.
then we all smoked a joint.
We were all smoking a joint in the driveway.
And got really stoned. And then
we were riding my mom's tricycle bicycle.
We had a lot of fun. So happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Good
That's
times.
our story about flying kites, though. Don't take any advice about flying kites
trees.
from Mr. Weedman at all. No advice from me. I'm terrible at it. All right. You ready to get this show started?
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
How do we go? Let's go. Thanks, Big Earl. Wow. That fermented really good in those jars, by the way, because we've had that now. We've smoked that on a prior show. And this is fermented. Like,
Probably
I think it's
4 weeks old or so.
Yeah. I'm
pretty baked.
Yeah. So,
Zooted.
you ready to get the show started?
Yes.
Let's do this.
Yes.
Does the cannabis industry have a potency problem? Yes. Maybe, but it definitely has a PR problem. The cannabis industry is hurtling toward a major crisis, and it's one of many industry professionals haven't paid much attention to. Among the numerous daunting challenges facing cannabis businesses across the country, including backbreaking taxes, an epidemic of break-ins, perpetual price compression, and obstacles to traditional banking. Proposed legislation related to potency could be the silent killer. Every year, we're seeing legislation about capping THC or taxing by THC, and this writer thinks that it's going to continue picking up more steam. Confidence Analytics CEO Nick Mosley says this is becoming an existential threat to the industry. I don't think he's wrong at all. The threat. Anti-cannabis activists and lawmakers in several states have proposed legislation aiming at restricting or eliminating from the legal market altogether high-potency products, mostly in concentrate form. but also in some states, higher THC flower. Montana, which already limits topical products at 6%, is considering a proposal to reduce THC concentration allowed in flower to 10%. Oof. Probably one of the most radical proposals for an adult use market anywhere in the country, and a massive change from the 35% THC cap in place now. Man, you're going from like I understand you want to go to like 29, you can't go over 30%. Yeah. Okay, fine. I get that. But to go from 35% to 10%? That makes no sense at all.
Right.
Just people are going to go either grow their own or go back to the traditional market.
Yep.
Or they might even go to the black market. Or go to another state to buy their shit. So, Montana, take it from Mr. Weedman. Don't do something that extreme. Vermont, often lauded for industry regulations and favor craft cannabis companies, has capped flower at 30%. Fine. And concentrates at 60%. Okay. Ohio also limits THC to 30% and in flower and 70% in concentrates. All right. 30% is fine.
Is it? I
think so. I don't think it should be capped. You know what I'm saying? Should be, but I think people need to be educated on right. percentages better than we do now. But at least they're doing 30%. They right. could have did 10% or 15% or 20%.
Yeah.
At least it's 30%. Is what I'm saying. Am I happy about it? No, I think it should be
more
allowed to go as high as you want, as long as you're not killing people and you make people understand education-wise what THC percentage is. Numerous states, including Illinois, Montana, and New York, have proposed and implemented variable tax rates based on potency of cannabis products. And both Colorado and Washington, the two oldest adult use markets in the United States, are considering potency-related bills in the year's legislative sessions. A Senate bill introduced in Colorado in January would prohibit anyone under the age of 26 from buying cannabis products with more than 10% THC. What? Washington lawmakers have considered a variety of proposals to prohibit higher potency products over the past few years, including one that would have banned all concentrates with more than 35% THC, and another, more recent bill that would prohibit people under the age of 25 from buying high potency products. Why don't they do this with liquor?
Yeah.
They don't do this to liquor. They don't do this to booze. You can buy Everclear, which is over 100%.
Right.
Not
in every state, though. Right?
No, but here in
right.
Illinois,
in many states,
you can get 151 rum.
Yeah.
So why don't they fuck around with liquor, which kills people? 35% makes someone comatose in THC percentage if you're not used to it. Oh, I know it's about
There's
money.
Too much money.
I know. It's getting louder and louder every year, said Laura Kaminsky, program director of Confidence and Analytics. At some point, the restrictions will be forced upon us unless we do something that takes the pressure off the gas pedal. A PR battle. A better, more unified lobbying effort from the cannabis industry is one thing, but the energy might be useless if it's not accompanied by a better PR message to combat the sensationalist headlines. KUOW/NPR, this is like just the PR people talking about on their stations or write-ups or something like that. So, weed sick, high-potency cannabis leads to ER visits, illnesses for some users. The New York Times, marijuana dependence linked to higher risk of death. The Atlantic, marijuana is too strong now. Good Morning America, legal cannabis linked to increase in cannabis health problems, study shows. People see this, right? More, the Washington Post, marijuana use is rising. The government needs to correct its mistakes. I don't think we're going to counteract this just by saying no. That's not true, Mosley says. Kaminsky says the articles she's seeing in the mainstream media are mostly one-sided in opposition of the industry, which is disturbing, she says. Her voice is being lost in the narrative and is becoming rather urgent to change the conversation and direct them towards something that is actually of more value to the consumer, helping them find what they're looking for outside of just THC. There's a conversation. In a way, the cannabis industry has brought a problem on itself. Many industry professionals realized early on that chasing THC numbers was not likely to produce the best experience for consumers, but selling products based on THC numbers was an easy solution, one essentially demanded by customers at the retail counter. Several times a day, every bud turn in the country hears the question, "What's the strongest product you have?" The industry has been forced to adapt to a customer base that largely equates quality with potency. Consumers instinctively assume the big recognizable number on the package, THC, in an indicator of value. Most of us in the industry and in the know, and maybe the small percentage of consumers who are especially informed, we know that THC chasing is not really a good way to find the product that you're looking for, Mosley says. It's a false value assessment. Yet, more than a decade after the first states began allowing adult use sales, it's easy to wonder if the industry is doing enough to shift the conversation. Once preconceived notions became ingrained, it can be exceedingly difficult to rebuild the narrative. And through adult use cannabis shares, many parallels with the alcohol businesses, this is one area they differ significantly. Beer and wine and spirits are really marked and sold based on alcohol content.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we just say that?
Yep.
That would definitely catch the area of prevention, folks, Mosley says. There has been a movement to educate consumers more about terpenes, but that's been an uphill battle with a long, complicated names: carfoline, alpha-pinene, linalool. And this is just like craft beer. People didn't care about what types of hop. 10% to 15% of the people cared about what types of hops were in your beer. Mm-hmm. The other 90%, 85%, all they cared about was what's the alcohol percentage and can I drink it? Does it taste good? Or does it have that too bitter taste? All they ever said was, I can't drink IPAs because they're too bitter. That's the only reason why you can't drink it. It tastes good if you understand it, and nobody cared. If it did not taste on their palate, if it did not get them where they wanted to be, they weren't drinking it. Same thing in cannabis. No, fucking 10% of the people care about terpenes, and it ain't getting any higher because we've been talking about terpenes for 5 fucking years. And we've been talking, but
people are just learning about them.
Yeah, I understand, but
people who are interested in learning, like right. The general public isn't learning about them.
Yes. Most people just want to get their weed and get high still. Mm-hmm. Cannabis is also a complex, Mosley explains. It's a multitude of ingredients, and the dose response is nonlinear. It's complicated, and if we try to dump a bunch of data on the consumer, their eyes will glaze over. Abso-fucking-lutely. Enter the strain compass, though. So it's a company. Changing the conversation was the impetus for the Confidence Analytics team to launch the Strain Data Project and develop the Strain Compass. The Strain Compass is an attempt to meet consumers where they are at and start discussions that ultimately lead to better experience. It's a way of providing consumers and industry professionals with a relatively simple classification system to use scientific data. Kind of interesting. Including terpene content without bogging customers down with overly scientific explanations. With the Strain Compass, products that are divided into 6 categories: purple, yellow, red, orange, blue, and green. Products within each color category share similar chemical makeups, but the company is careful not to connect categories with particular effects, in part because every person may experience the categories differently. That's why we've always said keep a journal, right? The information is based on a massive amount of data. Confidence Analytics has accumulated more than 10 years as a state-licensed cannabis testing lab. Mosley says the company has tested on average of 2,000 samples per month for about 120 months, with 1 to 7 tests per sample, generating as many as 120 analysts per sample, well over 25 million data points over the past decade. That's a lot. Jeez, that's a lot of weed. Mosley said consumers should try products across the color spectrum through their own experimentation. They will become familiar with the nuances and effects of each category. Numerous cannabis brands and ancillary companies have come up with similar classification systems, though not all have done the based on testing data. Mosley recognizes the challenge of getting the industry to recognize and adopt a single classification system. It will require massive, coordinated effort, Mosley says. We can't monopolize the categorization scheme and expect it to work. It starts with the label, and you need to buy from all out the stakeholders along with the supply chain. It's a huge undertaking to re-educate people. But it's like eating an elephant, one bite at a time. Yeah. Many consumers and brands will continue to lean heavily on indicative classification systems or strain names that continually become more meaningless with a hybridization of cultivars and the vast number of strain names that get added to the industry lexicon every year. Tons. So many. Just like craft beer, but I think it's even more. I think it's even faster, But the Strain Compass is a step in the right direction, and a step toward consistent, repeatable experience. The reason they developed a tool like this was because they've seen the direction that the conversations were going in the public sphere, and it's concerning, they say. The industry needs to take control of the conversation and not leave it up to legislators and regulators. Where the transformation starts is through educating our consumers that the number on the package isn't necessarily what you're after. Utilizing tools like the Strain Compass can help you redefine customers' preference encourage more thoughtful consumption, reshape the public perception. Yes, it doesn't even have to be that. It could be you keeping your own journal and keeping track of what in the beginning of what you like, what's your endocannabinoid system like. We've talked about this so many times, but it is about your experience and what you like. You might have tried a 35% strain that fucked you up in the head and you feel like, I ain't smoking anymore. And you might have smoked a 14% strain that had 4% terpenes in it. It was the most lovely experience you ever had in your life. Think about that, you know? So we talk about it all the time why this show is important. Education, education, education.
And education is like the process too, right? Of just getting familiar with cannabis and learning it. And like you're saying, it is so much trial and error of finding the strains that are right for you, that are wrong for you, and getting to know what you like and what feelings you're trying to get.
You just need to explore, have fun. Don't get stuck on one strain.
And if you have a bad experience, keep on trucking through because it was just...
And document what the experience was about. Talk to somebody.
Or like how much you ingested.
You know, so you know what your body can and can't handle. You know, we want this to be fun. We want this to be a good experience. We want it to be a vibe. We want it to be just something that you can use socially, medically, every day if you need it. If you don't, once a month, once a week, whatever what you like about it. We just want to make sure you're safe. You understand what you're using and you know what's good for you, right?
Yep.
So here's something that's good for you. CBD and cannabis to the allergy rescue.
Yeah.
Pa-pow! I'm Captain Allergy Man. Come on, Mrs Weedman, tell us about it.
Spring brings blooming flowers and warmer days, but for many, it also means the return of sneezing, itchy eyes, and relentless nasal congestion. While over-the-counter allergy medications can help, they often come with side effects like drowsiness and dry mouth. Increasingly, people are turning to natural alternatives like CBD and cannabis to find relief from seasonal allergies. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, approximately 25.7% of adults in the United States experience seasonal allergies. The prevalence of spring allergies varies by factors such as age, sex, and race. It's estimated that 29.9% of women experience seasonal allergies and 21.1% of men do. CBD, or cannabidiol, a non-psychoactive compound found in the cannabis plant, is gaining attention for its anti-inflammatory and immunomodulatory properties. Inflammation is a key driver of allergy symptoms. When you encounter pollen or other allergens, your immune system releases histamines and other chemicals that cause swelling and irritation. CBD may help by 1, reducing inflammation. Studies suggest that CBD can lower the pro-inflammatory compounds that block your sinuses and tighten your airways, potentially easing nasal congestion and sinus pressure. 2, by acting as a natural antihistamine. CBD's ability to modulate immune responses may help decrease histamine production, which is responsible for sneezing, itching, and watering eyes. 3, it helps with supporting the immune system. CBD interacts with your endocannabinoid system, or your ECS, a network of receptors that help regulate immune function. By influencing the ECS, CBD may help balance your immune response to allergens, reducing the severity of allergy symptoms. Cannabis contains a variety of cannabinoids, including CBD and CBG, both of which show promise for allergy relief. These compounds work together to modulate immune function. By interacting with the endocannabinoid system, cannabinoids can help regulate the immune system's reaction to harmless allergens, preventing the overreaction that leads to allergy symptoms. It can help alleviate skin reactions. Topical cannabis products may reduce allergic skin reactions like rashes, hives, and swelling by calming local inflammation. And it may improve sleep quality. Allergies can disrupt sleep due to congestion and discomfort. Low-dose cannabis edibles may promote relaxation and better sleep, helping your body recover and cope with allergy symptoms. And there are practical ways to use CBD and cannabis for your allergies. You can consume cannabis edibles or use CBD oils. These are popular choices for allergy sufferers as they avoid irritating the respiratory system and they offer consistent dosing. And there are CBD nasal sprays. Specifically formulated sprays can target nasal congestion directly, providing localized relief without the drowsiness associated with traditional antihistamines. You can try microdosing edibles. Starting with low doses of cannabis edibles can help manage symptoms without unwanted side effects like grogginess or brain fog. Why choose CBD over cannabis over traditional allergy medications? Well, unlike many over-the-counter allergy meds, CBD does not typically cause drowsiness or dry mouth. Although it's causing me dry mouth right now. Hang on that note. Allowing you to stay alert. Allowing you to stay alert and active throughout the day. CBD is derived from hemp or cannabis plants and is generally well tolerated, making it an appealing option for those seeking natural remedies. And beyond allergy relief, CBD and cannabis can also promote relaxation, improve sleep, and support overall well-being during allergy season. So, give it a try. Good products you'll find for CBD dispensaries and health food stores. They're going to have cleaner products for you.
Check the
CBD.
COAs.
Yep.
And make sure you do your research.
Yes, look for data.
Yes.
Testing.
Yes.
Analysis reports.
Yes. And go to their websites and make sure they're reputable
and make
companies.
sure it's real. Yeah.
A lot of people are on Ozempic.
Yeah.
Hollywood craze Ozempic.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should forget about putting that shit in our body and look into cannabis. And can it help you get into the summer body we're all been looking for? The magic weight loss pills are hot right now, but the green plant gets your body right without side effects. Summer is peeking through and people are starting to think about swimsuit weather. Achieving a summer body is about more than quick fixes. It's about embracing a holistic, sustainable approach supporting both your physical and mental well-being. As Mrs Weedman always talks about that. March and April followed December as busy times of gyms as people begin to feel summer. But some people want a silver bullet with all the benefit without much effort. Roughly 1 in 8 U.S. adults have used pills for weight loss or diabetes treatments. But forget about Ozempic. Cannabis can help you get the summer body you're looking for. While medications like Ozempic have gained popularity for weight loss, combining cannabis, CBD, and movement offers a natural and effective path to a healthier, more vibrant you. Vibrant. I love that word. Vibrant you. Some type of exercise is required, though, to get your body into the shape you're looking for. But doing it with cannabis and marijuana and movement is much healthier than weight loss drugs. While weight loss drugs can be effective, they are not always stomach safe and cause a series of gastrointestinal problems. At home and in public, cannabis and its non-intoxicating component CBD are gaining attention for their potential health benefits. CBD in particular is celebrated for an anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and potential anti-obesity properties. While research is ongoing, CBD has been shown to help reduce stress, anxiety, and pain, common barriers to maintain a regular exercise routine and healthy lifestyle. By supporting better sleep and easing post-workout soreness, CBD can help you recover faster and stay consistent with your fitness goals. Some studies suggest that CBD may help convert with fat into brown fat, which is more metabolically active and helps burn calories through more human research is needed to confirm this effect. Additionally, CBD's ability to reduce inflammation and oxidative stress may support better exercise performance and recovery, helping you push harder and see results faster. Unlike medications which may come with side effects or require ongoing prescriptions, integrating cannabis, CBD, and movement into your lifestyle empowers you to take control of your health naturally. Regular movement paired with the support properties of CBD can improve your mood, enhance recovery, and help you maintain a healthy weight without drastic interventions. Regular physical activity remains one of the most reliable methods for shedding fat, building lean muscle, and boosting your mood. Whether it's hiking, swimming, cycling, or high-intensity interval training, the HIIT program, moving your body consistently helps burn calories and sculpt your physique. Outdoor activities in the summer not only makes workout more enjoyable, but also connect you with nature increasing motivation, overall well-being. Studies show that exercise alone, especially when performed for longer durations, can lead to significant weight loss and improvements in fitness and muscle tone. Building your summer body isn't about shortcuts. It's about creating habits that last by staying active, exploring wellness benefits of cannabis and CBD, and embracing the joy of movement. You can achieve a summer body that's not only fit, but also balanced and resilient to no prescriptions required. Come on, you can do it. This is my own personal opinion, everybody. And I'm not going to ask you to go look at them, but I feel that Mrs. Weedman has the prettiest feet, that just, in my opinion, she has very pretty feet. I didn't say they're the best feet because you hate when I do that, but they're very pretty.
Well, thank you, Mr. Weedman.
So,
thank you very much.
You're welcome. Can CBD help make your feet look better for spring and summer? Tell us about it, Ms. Weedman.
Summer is the time, pardon me, to run barefoot in the grass or sport a pair of great sandals, and CBD can help. Sandals are very popular, with a good portion of our population in the United States enjoying them throughout the summer months. Going barefoot can be beneficial for foot health, strengthening muscles, improving balance, and enhancing proprioception, something like that. As summer approaches, keeping feet healthy and attractive becomes a priority. CBD, or cannabidiol, a non-intoxicating compound from hemp, offers dual benefits for foot care, addressing discomfort while enhancing appearance. Its anti-inflammatory and skin-nourishing properties make it ideal for seasonal foot maintenance. CBD creams and balms reduce foot pain from conditions like plantar fasciitis or arthritis by interacting with the body's endocannabinoid system to lower inflammation. Topical application provides localized relief, ideal for post-walk soreness or high heel discomfort. For deeper relaxation, some CBD-infused foot soaks combine magnesium and soothing botanicals to ease muscle tension while softening skin. Summer-ready feet demand exfoliation to remove dead skin and improve texture. CBD sugar scrubs, especially those containing hemp seed oil, shea butter, and calming lavender, gently polish away roughness while delivering antioxidants. The antibacterial properties of CBD also help prevent infections in minor cuts or blisters, ensuring feet stay smooth and healthy for sandal season. After exfoliation, CBD foot balms with beeswax and vitamin E lock in moisture, repairing cracked heels. Lightweight CBD body oils can be applied to feet for a hydrated glow, and they're often enhanced with ingredients like calendula for additional skin soothing. Opt for third-party tested CBD items, such as physician-grade brands recommended by podiatrists. Look for water-soluble CBD in soaks for better absorption, and avoid products with artificial additives that could irritate sensitive skin. Here's a solid summer foot care routine. Soak your feet using a CBD magnesium foot soak to relax muscles and prep your skin. Then scrub them using an exfoliant with CBD sugar, like a CBD sugar scrub, and that will reveal softer soles. And then moisturize, applying a CBD balm or oil to protect against dryness. And 4, you will maintain. Reapply CBD cream daily to manage inflammation from summer activities. By integrating CBD into your foot care, you can address both comfort and aesthetics, assuring that your feet stay pain-free and sandal-ready all season. Always consult with a podiatrist. I like boom, boom. I got a second round of that.
You got double whammy?
Yeah.
Damn.
Always consult a podiatrist for persistent pain, but for routine maintenance, CBD offers a natural, effective solution. Wham, bam.
You didn't press your luck, did you? No whammies, no whammies,
no whammies, no whammies.
Here, there is right now, the THC drink craze, seltzer craze is absolutely fucking insane right now. I mean, every liquor store just wellness shops, just dispensaries, but just
Cafes.
Breweries,
Everywhere.
just making their own and selling it. Crazy, and they're good. They're great. THC light. You don't get too high from it. It's nice. I mean, you drink like 20 of them, you might, but you drink a 5 milligram is good. If you're out, you drink a couple of them. Phenomenal flavors. Some of these brands are making. Some of them are doing no sugar too. Some of them have sugar in it. They're still phenomenal. I've drinking a lot of THC drinks and folks that have given it to us to try, and we've had some phenomenal drinks. But it's a craze right now. And there's a guide though to your CBD drink, which was before Delta 9 drinks came out. It was all about CBD drinks. Remember?
Yeah.
Versus THC drinks,
okay.
Right? And now, but people want to know about mixing alcohol with them.
Ew.
What to do, what not to do is the question, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Walk into any dispensary or wellness shop these days, liquor store, and you'll likely find a refrigerator stocked with brightly colored cans promising everything from focus to calm. THC and CBD beverages are booming, and while the labels may look similar, the experiences may offer very different. Despite the similar branding and citrus-flavored names, CBD and THC drinks offer two different experiences. One is non-intoxicating and often billed as a wellness option. The other can deliver the kind of effects you normally associate with an edible, though with slightly faster onset and less of a commitment. Before you sub one for your evening cocktail or accidentally sip one at lunch, here's the breakdown of what they are, how they work with alcohol, and when to choose one over the other. Because as fun as the sparkling mango lime drink might sound, knowing what's inside the can can save you from a surprisingly introspective Wednesday afternoon. What is CBD drinks? The 2018 Farm Bill made CBD legal at the federal level in the U.S., which is why you'll see CBD drinks widely available. Even in states where recreational cannabis is still off limits, most CBD beverages are designed for relaxation and recovery rather than recreation. What is THC drinks? THC drinks vary in strength. What are you laughing at?
You said recreation.
Oh, what did I mean to say?
Is it recreation?
Oh, yeah, it's recreation. Sorry.
You're thinking recreation.
I am thinking recreation. Thanks for the call out, Mrs Weedman. So what is a THC drink? THC drinks vary in strength. Low dose options around 2 to 5 milligrams. I've seen them as high as 25 milligrams, and I've seen them as high as 100 milligrams. But most of the time, it's a micro dose. Where did I go? Oh, are popular with beginners or those looking for light social buzz.
I think we need to smoke more.
Yes. Think of it as the cannabis version of a session beer. Oh, right there. High dose drinks are meant for seasoned consumers or those looking for a stronger effect. How does CBD interact with alcohol? CBD and alcohol both promote relaxation, but they tend to complement each other rather than amplify. Some early research suggests CBD may help counteract certain negative effects of alcohol, such as inflammation and liver toxicity, though more studies are needed. In practical terms, combining CBD and alcohol won't leave you feeling too far off your baseline. You may feel a little more mellow than usual, but not dramatically altered. This makes CBD drinks a popular choice for people who want to unwind without risking a hangover or foggy head the next day. How does THC interact with alcohol? Mixing THC and alcohol is a different story. The combination can intensify the effects of both, sometimes unpredictably. You might feel the alcohol more strongly, or the THC might hit harder than expected. In higher doses, this can lead to dizziness, nausea, or anxiety. If you're curious about THC drinks and alcohol, it's best to start low and go slow. Or better yet, stick to one or the other and get in any given evening. Think of it like mixing spirits. Just because you can doesn't always mean you should. This is a perfect example right here before we go further. A perfect example of when you're at a bar right now, because there are bars now serving Delta 9 cannabis drinks. Okay? And you go in and you have maybe one or two at the bar. You're like, oh, you did 10 milligrams, right? Mm-hmm. But then you're like, I want to start boozing. Let's do some shots. Let's do some of this. Let's do some of that. Your whole night is going to be fucking dog shit if you fucking do that to yourself.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go out and you're going to drink booze, stick with booze. And mix it with CBD, fine, or just stick with booze. You know? If you're going to fucking go out and you're going to do weed, just do weed. If you have one beer Okay, fine. But don't start pounding fucking shots and doing hard liquor and shit like that.
You're not going to have a good
You're
experience.
going to be fucking out, fucking puking on the side of the sidewalk next to the rats.
Mm-hmm. Next to the rats.
Especially if you're in Chicago. Fucking, we were just to talk to somebody today, like, oh yeah, it was 2 rats running down the side of the street today. Like, damn.
Jeez.
So, just know your shit, right?
Yeah. Know your shit.
What are the effects of a CBD drink? CBD drinks are generally non-intoxicating. Most people describe the effects of subtle, gentle sense of relaxation, less tension in the body, or a calmer state of mind. Depending on the formula, some might help focus or sleep. They're good for moments when you want to wind down without tapping out after a stressful day on a plane or while hanging out with friends but skipping booze. If you're new to CBD, don't expect a dramatic shift. More on the gentle ease into the background, hum, and chill. What are the effects of a THC drink? THC drinks can feel closer to alcohol in terms of recreational effects. A low-dose THC drink might deliver a light buzz, a mild mood lift, or a bit of giggliness. Higher doses can be more intense, leading to euphoria, sensory changes, or sleepiness, depending on your tolerance and body chemistry. Unlike alcohol, the effects often take longer to kick in, sometimes to an hour, so patience is key. Many drinks also include a small amount of CBD to help balance out the high and reduce the chance of anxiety or paranoia. Which should you choose? For daytime or focus, go with a CBD drink, especially if you're working, exercising, or socializing and don't want your brain foggy. For winding down without intoxication, also CBD. It can help take the edge off without making you feel impaired. For an alternative to alcohol at a party or night out, try low-dose THC drinks. Many mimic the buzz of a cocktail but skip the hangover. For sleep and deep relaxation, higher dose THC drinks can help some people fall asleep more easily, especially if you built a tolerance. For caution or curiosity, start with CBD. It's legal, widely available, and the effects are mild, perfect for figure out how your body responds. When you're CBD curious or ready to explore THC drinks, there's more of a variety than ever, and no shortage of stylish cans to sip from. Just be sure to read the label, mind the dosage, and choose what fits your mood and your schedule. Always start low and go slow, right, Mrs. Weedman?
That's right.
That's it. Bountiful weed product enhances this health food. You drink that kombucha, don't you, Mrs. Weedman?
I sure do.
You like that kombucha. What do you got to do to make that kombucha even better?
Well, kombucha has come a long way in the last few decades, just like weed. There was a time when cannabis consumers had to hide their preference for pot. At the same time, kombucha was often viewed as a woo-woo drink for hippies, but the sparkling beverage has since risen in popularity. Now, countless kombucha brands line traditional grocery store shelves. This is particularly due to the sweet fruit flavors they often come in and the potential health benefits. Recent research indicates that cannabis could boost these perceived benefits. Longtime strain breeder and brewer Ray Stubing agrees. Stubing has been fermenting kefir, kombucha, and other drinks for almost as long as he has been growing. At one point, he decided to brew them together, finding that the whole setup grew stronger. The bacteria seemed to be more beneficial to those who ingested them, and overall gut health improved, Stubing shared with Green State. I was actually able to reverse my dairy intolerance with fermented drinks and raw cheeses. Kombucha is a fizzy drink that is generally fermented with caffeinated green tea or black tea, sugar, and symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast called SCOBY. These ingredients sit for a week or so before the sugar converts into lactic acid bacteria, or LAB, among other things. LAB is what many believe contributes to the health benefits of the beverage. It is a byproduct of the carbohydrate fermentation found in yogurt, kefir, and cheese. There is not enough research to prove that LAB improves digestion or immune health, but many kombucha lovers believe it does. And although new research supports Stubing's claims that cannabis fan leaves could play up all of these effects, it all comes down to the LAB. Mint leaves and other botanicals have been used to amplify positive compounds in drinks. And according to new research papers, including cannabis leaves in the process, could increase the lab levels in kombucha. Researchers set out to understand how cannabis leaves could work with Assam green tea leaves to improve the fermentation rate, microbial communities, and volatile compounds, and overall taste of the kombucha. The cannabis used was a variety that tested with higher CBD than THC. They tested a ratio of 0% cannabis leaves to tea, so straight tea, and then 15% fan leaves, then 30%, and then a 50-50 mixture. Researchers infused water with tea leaves and cannabis leaves together over a hot plate before cooling and pouring over the SCOBY. They collected samples at 0, 3, 5, and 7 days of fermentation to measure quality and microbial content. The results indicated that steeping in cannabis leaves increased the lab and total yeast and mold levels as the batch fermented. By the 7th day, all of the samples showed a decrease except for the 30% cannabis mixture. Researchers believe that this enhanced lab could be why there was a decrease in harmful bacteria, and the study corrects previous understanding that kombucha cannot be naturally enhanced without probiotic cultures. When weed was added to kombucha processes, the drink had a less acidic taste and makeup. Taste and smell were reported to be enhanced, which is a good or bad thing depending on the person who is drinking it. Stubing reported, as for the flavor, weed leaves work better with kombucha than kefir. The acidity of the drink is complemented by the leafy flavor. Stubing says that the endocannabinoid system supports and fizzing can be played up with terpene-rich fruits like mango and pineapple. Strawberry, on the other hand, did not work as well. While this drink may not get a person high as a kite, it does open the door for more inventive ways to appreciate the benefits of cannabis.
Cannabis. Political, state, and business news. Attempted arson right here in Illinois at Villa Park Cannabis Dispensary, possibly connected to the Chicago attacks, police say. Villa Park police investigating after someone apparently tried to set fire to a cannabis dispensary on Saturday, May 3rd. Surveillance video showed the crime around 4 a.m. Saturday at the cannabis store East Roosevelt Road in Villa Park. Police think the attack may be linked to 2 similar other attacks at cannabis dispensaries in Chicago. The Chicago crimes happened on 2 separate days on the 4700 block of Milwaukee Avenue on April 19th at 3:13 a.m. and the 4000 block of Damon Avenue April 27th at 3:49 a.m. Chicago police said a man allegedly broke the window of a business, lit a Molotov cocktail, and threw it in. Jeez. Man, imagine if there was someone fucking in there, too. I mean, I know it was late, but you never know. Anyone with information is urged to contact police. That's fucked up. People throwing Molotov cocktails fucking in cannabis dispensaries. I mean, I'm kind of at a loss.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's absolutely fucking brutal. It's like scary. I mean, if you're mad about something, all right, protest.
Right.
Don't be. That could have started more fires. There's apartments on top of some of those buildings around there, right? And there's other people's business.
A lot of population.
And a lot of other people and other businesses and stuff. I mean, that could have fucked a lot of shit up. Wasn't there the Chicago fire of like 1843 or some shit? When was the Chicago fire?
The cow tipped over the lantern.
Yeah, and burnt the whole fucking city down. Could have burnt the whole area down.
1918?
I can't remember. You can look it up. Sorry, Chicago. I don't remember that date. But I remember the Chicago fire, though. Group marches across Broadway Bridge for legalized medical cannabis. On May 3rd, 2025, a small group of 6 activists marched across the Broadway Bridge in Idaho Falls to advocate for the legalization of medical cannabis. Organized by Courtney Anderson of Legalize Ohio, the demonstration aimed to raise awareness about House Joint Resolution 4, HJR 4, proposed constitutional amendment that would grant the Idaho legislature exclusive authority over the legalization of marijuana and other psychoactive substances, thereby eliminating the possibility of a citizen-led ballot initiatives on the matter of the deepest and modest turnout. Participants emphasized the importance of civic engagement and encouraged Idahoans to vote against HJR 4 in the upcoming 2026 election. I want to say, listen, You four are fucking awesome for standing up. That's something for your personal rights to vote. And you're amazing. 4 people showed up and they marched. Good for you. Keep on doing it. Keep on fighting the good fight. Now make it awareness even more. Start talking to people on the streets, not to vote for that. Man, good stuff. Did you find the date?
Yeah.
What is it?
The Great Chicago Fire of 1871.
I was close. I said 1843.
It started on October 8th in a barn owned by Catherine and Patrick O'Leary and destroyed a vast portion of the city.
Yeah.
Catch this, though. 1871, it leveled 17,450 buildings.
That's what I'm saying.
The city was big
Yeah.
in 1871.
Right, but that's what I'm saying
And
now.
leaving 100,000 residents homeless back in
Wow.
1871.
Big city.
That's a big population.
Big population. And
Like,
I'm not saying that could have happened now,
Right,
but it could have
right,
burnt
right.
some other shit
Right.
down.
Yeah, sure.
It's fucked up.
It's for real.
Legalized marijuana, says most Georgians in an AJC poll. A recent Atlanta Journal-Constitution poll reveals that 56% of Georgia voters now support legalizing recreational marijuana, marking a significant increase from 46% in 2017. Good for you, Georgians. You should get that shit done. Illinois pot business owners seek relief from costly regulations. Illinois cannabis business owners are urging state lawmakers to reform the state's recreational medical cannabis laws to provide relief from steeping license fees and burdensome regulations and high taxes. At a recent news conference, State Rep LaShawn Ford and former State Patricia Van Pelt highlighted the challenges faced by social equity licenses in the cannabis industry. Van Pelt outlined for urgent demands a moratorium on license fees, equitable access to capital and grants, reduction in taxes and regulations, and allowing medical cannabis patients to shop at any licensed dispensary. These measures aim to support small business owners and promote fairness in the market. Marijuana under fire. Texas Senate passes a THC restriction bill. The Texas Senate recently passed Senate Bill 3, aiming to ban most THC products except for CBD and CBG, citing public health concerns over unregulated high-potency THC items. Advocates urge the bill that threatens Texas' $8 billion hemp industry and thousands of jobs. $8 billion hemp industry. Jeez. The House has considered a revised version that allows certain THC products under strict regulations. The debate underscores tensions between public health priorities and economic interests in the state's cannabis policy. U.S. hemp production grows 40% in 2024, reaching $445 million in value. In 2024, U.S. hemp production surged to the value of $445 million, marking a 40% increase from the previous year. This growth was primarily driven by a 159% rise in outdoor floral hemp production, totaling 20.8 million pounds. Harvested acreage for the outdoor purposes expanded by 55% to 32,694 acres. The average yield for outdoor grown floral hemp improved significantly, reaching 1,757 pounds per acre. Damn, that's a lot. Grain hemp production also saw a 10% increase, while fiber hemp production grew 23%. The industry's rebound reflects renewed confidence in hemp-derived products, including CBD and THC-infused beverages, especially in states lacking regulated marijuana markets. And all these states are going to ruin this industry. They're going to fuck it. Look how much money and how much it's bringing in to the economy. Damn you. U.S. Supreme Court rejects to Mississippi's marijuana advertising ban. On May 5th, 2025, the U.S. Supreme Court declined to hear a case challenging Mississippi's comprehensive ban on medical marijuana advertising, effectively holding the state's restrictions. Good for you, Mississippi. With Florida marijuana legalization measures circulating, DeSantis signs a bill making it harder to qualify ballot initiatives. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has signed a law imposing stricter regulations on citizen-led ballots initiatives, complicating efforts to qualify measures like marijuana legalization for future ballots. The law mandates that individuals collecting for a 25 signatures registered as a petition circulators with felony penalties for non-compliance. It also prohibits non-citizens, out-of-state residents, and individuals with unrestored felony convictions from gathering signatures. Additionally, requirements include providing personal identification details on the petition and making tighter deadlines with higher penalties for misfiling. Critics argue that the law aims to suppress grassroots campaigns, especially after recent initiatives on marijuana and abortion narrowly missed the 60% approval threshold. Cannabis sales remained pressured in April. Cannabis sales decreased by 1.1% in April, with an increase of a per-day basis of 2.2%. In this review, they share that the results by state, beginning with the western markets and concluding that the eastern markets in total, the BDSA estimates the sales across 15 markets totaled $2.13 billion during April, which was up 2.2% from a year ago. Excluding the large gain in New York, which is going to be explained below, the sales fell 3%. So the Western markets, the BDSA provides coverage for Arizona, California, Colorado, Nevada, and Oregon. In April, year-over-year growth was negative in all 5 states, with the annual growth rates ranging from 18.9% in California to a minus 2.5% in Oregon. Growth rose on a per-day basis in 4 states. The Eastern markets, the BDSA, provides coverage for Florida, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Missouri, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania. In April, year-over-year growth ranged from minus 6.8% in Illinois to a plus 930% in New York, which had its first adult use sales included by BDSA for the first time this month, going back to January. Ohio began adult use sales in August and was quite high in growth. Note that Florida and Pennsylvania are medical-only markets, and growth was negative in 3 markets. The annual growth was a mere except in 3 states, and have been warning about Florida potentially slowing despite the strong growth in dispensaries and unit volumes due to competitive pressures. And this was the second straight month of declining. The state had never seen a decline until March. Interesting, right? Mm-hmm. Sales for 1 month. Mississippi Indian Tribe schedules hearing ahead of vote to legalize marijuana with its territory next month. The Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians has scheduled public hearings from May 12th to 28th to 2025 to gather input ahead of the June 10th vote of legalization of marijuana within tribal lands. The referendum asked members if they support developing legalization to decriminalize and regulate cannabis possession, production, and distribution. If approved, the tribe would become a sole legal provider of adult-use cannabis in Mississippi. The initiative reflects a broader trend of North American communities pursuing cannabis reform independently of federal and state laws. FBI grants Delaware marijuana officials a fingerprint service code. Finally, we've been talking about. I feel like I've been talking about it forever.
For a long time.
Allowing launch of legal medical market to proceed. Thank you. Clark County, Nevada, marijuana convictions should not automatically disqualify someone from fostering kids. Do you think that? Do you think it should disqualify him from fostering kids?
No.
So Clark County, Nevada is advocating for legislative reform to allow individuals with nonviolent marijuana convictions to qualify as foster parents. Assembly Bill 107, supported by the county and sponsored by Assembly member Tracy Brown May, proposes that the convictions for marijuana possessions, particularly those over 5 years old and not related to sales, should not automatically disqualify applicants. Ashley Kennedy, a county lobbyist, emphasized that the outdated drug law have excluded qualified caregivers with over 3,000 children in foster care and fewer than 900 licensed homes. Whew.
Wow.
The bill aims to expand the pool of foster families and better serve vulnerable children. Pennsylvania is it's all about Pennsylvania right now, and we're going to be recording again in a couple of days, so there's more to even come out from when I started doing the research when I got back into town. So Pennsylvania House approves bill to legalize marijuana sales through state-owned stores. That was on May 7th. The Pennsylvania House of Representatives approved the bill to legalize recreational marijuana for adults 21 and over. The legalization proposes a state-run model, though, with cannabis sold through dispensaries managed by Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board, similar to the state's liquor stores. Democrats support the bill, citing job creation and public health benefits, while Republicans express concerns about increased usage and federal illegality. The bill now moves the Republican-controlled Senate, where it faces opposition, particularly regarding the state-run sales mode. And then Pennsylvania's state-run marijuana model is not true path to local ownership. Crystal Bush, founder of Free My Weed Man, critiques Pennsylvania proposed state-run cannabis model, arguing it perpetuates systematic inequities. She contends that integrating cannabis sales into the existing liquor control system, dominated by large corporations, fails to ensure black, local, or community ownership. Bush highlights the state's history of disappropriated cannabis arrests, particularly among black residents, and the questions why those affected by prohibition aren't positioned to benefit from legalization. She warns that the proposed model resembles a state business plan more than a justice-driven reform, potentially siding with the very communities it aims to support. There's more. We'll be talking about this on the next episode, too, so there's more to even read. There's so much going on in Pennsylvania. Everybody, it's just, they're rushing this bill. It's just, I don't know. And who wants state weed? And they might not even be able to do it, too, because it's federally illegal still, and a state can't sell weed. It's federally illegal. Now, you can have a state store, somebody that owns, not a state store, you can have somebody that owns a private business, that buys a license through the state, but the state can't sell weed. The federal government comes shut that shit down. Alcohol and tobacco, you can. You can have a state store, but terrible, but you could. Pennsylvania
Really?
does. Yeah, they have state liquor stores. And there's a few other states that do that too. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a key to success in the cannabis industry, isn't there?
There is.
What is the cannabis companies overlooking?
Well, in cannabis manufacturing, especially with the booming pre-roll category, there's no shortage of talk about speed and scale. Everyone wants to know how many joints per minute, how fast you can pack, and how much you can move. But the quiet metric, the one that can quietly drain margins or quietly drive profits, is uptime. Downtime doesn't just mean a machine is broken. It means labor costs continue while output stalls. It means the flow gets stale. It means packaging line.
Flour. Means the flour gets stale too, right?
Yeah. What did I say?
Flow.
Yeah. It means the flour gets stale. It means packaging timelines are disrupted. Orders are delayed, and your bottom line quietly erodes. In this article, we're pulling back the curtain on what downtime really costs cannabis processors and why uptime should be one of your top operational KPIs. Downtime isn't always dramatic. Sometimes the cause is operational, like not having the right people in place or running out of materials. Other times it's technical. It might look like your staff is going on break while waiting for parts to arrive, or a shift losing 90 minutes to troubleshooting a cone jam. It might be a packaging delay because a supplier missed a shipment window. Regardless of the cause, the impact is the same. Your team is idle, your production line is stalled, and you're still paying out wages. If you're paying W-2 labor and they can't run because a machine is down or materials are missing, you're not just losing time, you're also bleeding money. Even minor interruptions add up fast. A single machine going down for 30 minutes per shift may not sound serious, but over the course of a month, that's more than 10 hours of lost production. Multiply that by a dozen employees and the amount of product that didn't move, and the labor costs become painfully clear.
KPIs. If you don't know what a KPI stands for, it stands for Key Performance Index. It's how you're graded, just so you know.
In high-volume cannabis manufacturing, especially in pre-rolls, every minute of uptime matters. We often talk about how fast a machine runs, but it's also about how reliably it runs and how consistently you can keep the whole production environment moving. That starts long before the flower hits the hopper. Planning for uptime means taking a broad view of your supply chain and facility flow. Do you have enough flour on hand to meet demand? What happens if your cone or paper vendor misses a shipment? Can your team pivot if your product packaging gets delayed? Beyond a machine metric, uptime is a reflection of how resilient your operation is under pressure. When production stalls due to missing packaging or raw materials, your automation is sitting idle, just like your people. You've invested in both, but you're only getting a return when every element of the system is synced. This is why forward-thinking processors are putting more energy into supply chain redundancy, real-time production data, and equipment support partnerships that keep things moving. When choosing equipment, more features are moving, and moving parts don't always mean better performance. In fact, over-engineered machinery is one of the biggest hidden risks to uptime. The more moving parts required to perform a single action, the more opportunities there are for failure, misalignments, or jams. Think of it like directions on to the beach. You can take many roads, but the most direct path is usually the most efficient. That same principle applies to cannabis automation. A machine that simplifies steps, uses straightforward mechanics, and eliminates unnecessary components will be easier to maintain and quicker to troubleshoot. Leading manufacturers understand this and design equipment with uptime in mind from the start. That means intuitive layouts, easy access components for cleaning and repairs, and a commitment to reducing friction points in daily operation. A major differentiator between high-performing facilities and constantly stalled ones is the discipline of preventative maintenance. Fortunately, it doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, with the right equipment, the majority of uptime preservation comes down to one thing: consistent cleaning and basic checks. Daily cleaning, regular alignment checks, and timely replacement of consumable parts are often all it takes to keep a production line humming. But this only works when the machine is designed with the operator in mind. In today's tech-driven world, remote machine access is an operational lifeline. Top-tier automation providers build in smart diagnostic tools that allow technicians to connect to your equipment remotely, assess the situation, and walk your team through real-time fixes. The vast majority of service calls can be resolved by tweaking parameters or guiding operators through simple adjustments. Hold on. My mouth is so dry. When the alternative is flying in a tech or waiting days for on-site support, remote access becomes a critical factor in uptime, especially in the cannabis space, where production windows are tight and delivery expectations are high. Every hour saved makes a difference. While technical simplicity and support are key, the companies that truly maximize uptime are also the ones that embed it into their operational culture. That means scheduling multiple shifts to fully utilize equipment, training staff to recognize and prevent slowdowns, and constantly refining SOPs to remove bottlenecks. Margins are tight, and the pressure to deliver fresh, compliant product at scale is only growing. And to keep up, processors need to make sure their equipment works for them, avoid wasteful lulls between runs, and make full use of every dollar spent on rent, labor, and automation. When evaluating new pre-roll equipment, the focus should go far beyond speed specs or flashy features. Instead, ask the questions that get to the heart of the long-term performance and support. If a vendor can't confidently walk you through all of this, or if their demo only includes salespeople and not engineers, that's a red flag. That's because in addition to buying a piece of equipment, you are investing in a production partner. My biggest piece of advice is to call the automation provider's current customers to get direct validation before making the investment. In cannabis, the race for scale often overshadows the importance of stability. But uptime is a make or break metric that impacts every corner of your operation, from labor utilization and inventory flow to order fulfillment and product freshness. Every hour of consistent performance drives return on investment. When your machines are built to run, your team is trained to maintain, and your vendors are there when you need them. You're not only minimizing downtime, but also building a business that lasts. There you go. Efficiency.
You have to.
Yeah.
When you're running that kind of a business.
Yep.
Yep. But I still hate KPIs. and your ROIs, return on your investment.
They all make sense on paper.
Yes.
But the reality of rinse and repeating that equation is not realistic always.
Yeah. You gotta have good SOPs, right?
Yeah. Standards of practice.
Standard operating procedures along with my KPIs. Mm-hmm. I hate acronyms. I think that's the reason why I hate them. International news. Australian Cannabis Cultivator Guild forms calling for an action on imported flooded market. Australian medical cannabis farmers are urging the federal government to reform market regulations, citing challenges posed by an influx of lower quality imported products. The newly established Australian Cannabis Cultivators Guild represents over 80% of domestic products, warns that the stringent licensing process and competition from imports threatens the viability of the local cultivation. They advocate for the policies that prioritize domestic growers to ensure product quality and sustainability without intervention. The Guild predicts scientific industry failures and the market dominated by imports from countries without reciprocal import agreements. New Zealand banned 71 baby names in 2024.
They banned them?
Yeah. But they banned them because they also included some inspired by cannabis. According to an Official Information Act inquiry, almost 60,000 babies were born in New Zealand last year. The Department of Internal Affairs reviews all proposed names for those new babies, and all 71 were rejected. The country has several requirements for baby names. It must not be offensive, resemble a title or rank without adequate justification, be unreasonably long, or include numbers or symbols. Nick's names related to cannabis, though, were Sativa and Indica and Kush. And the name Fanny was rejected because it's slang for female genitalia in New Zealand.
Fanny?
Fanny. I like that big fat Fanny. That's a great name. That's a great word for an ass. Ice Cube likes Fanny. It's in one of his songs. Today was a good day. Indonesia's narcotics agency to explore legalization of medical cannabis. Indonesia's National Narcotics Agency, the BNN, is considering the legalization of medical cannabis. Currently, cannabis is classified as a Category 1 narcotic with no officially recognized medical use. What? What? In 2022, the Constitutional Court rejected a petition to remove cannabis from the narcotics list due to insufficient domestic research. Didn't we just say from 2014 to today? It was in the last episode, how many? 35,000 research papers of research have been done just from 2014 to 2025. Mm-hmm. Crazy. So they're saying there's no valid research.
Not enough research.
Yeah. However, the court urged the government to advance cannabis research. BNN's recent stance indicates a shift toward exploring medical cannabis, reflecting potential policy evolution in response to growing global interest and domestic advocacy for its therapeutic benefits. New cannabis laws for South Africa coming soon. South Africa's cannabis health minister, Aaron Mastodal, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it, announced plans to release new draft regulations for cannabis-infused food products. This allows the withdrawal of a comprehensive ban implemented in March of 2025. Give me 1 second.
Cheers.
Salute. Man, I got cotton mouth. Holy shit.
You need another one?
No, I'm good. I got water. Citing health risks due to unregulated THC and CBD levels, he emphasized the needs for standardized safety, measurements, and transparency. The department is now preparing revised regulations for public comment, aligning the President Cyril Ramaphosa's intervention to reconsider the previous approach. The Met Gala and the guest. Cannabis was part of the favorite of it, huh?
Yeah.
Tell us about it, Mrs Weedman.
The 2025 Met Gala, themed Superfine Tailoring Black Style, celebrates black menswear and dandyism, drawing a star-studded guest list that includes several celebrities known to be fans or advocates of cannabis culture. When originally created in 1948, the event was a major fundraising event for the Met's Costume Institute. Organized by fashion publicist Eleanor Lambert and others, it initially aimed to raise funds for the Costume Institute and mark the opening of its annual fashion exhibit. It started as a midnight supper club and evolved into a traditional gala, where the leaders of New York society and titans of national industry publicly supported the institution. Under the leader of Vogue fashion dominatrix Anna Wintour, it has become more of a celebrity stunt for the museum and for fashion. The pressure of the evening can be intense, but luckily cannabis is a favorite of Met Gala guests. While the Met forbids cannabis, the room is packed with fans. Among the event co-chairs, rapper A$AP Rocky is a well-known cannabis enthusiast. He has openly discussed his use and appreciation of cannabis in interviews and through his music, often incorporating it into his artistic persona. His presence at the Met Gala continues his tradition of blending fashion, music, and cannabis culture. Pharrell Williams, another co-chair and creative director for Louis Vuitton Men's 2025 collection, has also been associated with cannabis culture. Pharrell has spoken about cannabis in various contexts, including its influence on creativity and relaxation. His openness about cannabis aligns with his artistic and cultural influence. Among the host committee musicians, Usher is another figure linked to cannabis. Usher has been reported to have a relaxed attitude toward cannabis, reflecting its growing acceptance in the entertainment industry. Additionally, rapper Doechii, part of the host committee and a Grammy winner, represents a younger generation of artists who embrace cannabis culture as part of their lifestyle and creative expression. While the Met Gala's guest list is tightly curated by Vogue's Anna Wintour, and not all attendees' personal habits are public, these figures stand out for their known affinity or openness regarding cannabis. Their participation at the 2025 Met Gala highlights the intersection of fashion, music, and evolving cultural attitudes toward cannabis.
There you go.
Yeah.
The who's who.
Hooty hoo.
Howard Stern. Been listening to him for a very long time when he was free and you could get him on the radio station. But he's been around for a very long time. But should Howard Stern try pot again? Howard Stern had much interest hasn't had much interest in over the past few decades, but now the New Yorker has legalized cannabis. He couldn't help but wonder, is it time to give cannabis another try? The idea of getting weed now that has been chemically balanced seems intriguing to him, but the bottom line isn't that. I hate being high, he told listeners a few Wednesdays ago. Naturally, the Stern Show staff had a variety of opinions on the matter. I think the right thing for you to do is like a gummy, where you can kind of dose yourself slowly, Derek Jones said. His colleagues, Jason Kaplan, disagreed. I don't recommend the gummies for you to start. If you take a gummy, it can go on for hours. What I suggest for you is actually these weed seltzers, staff J.D. Hammer added. Ronnie, the limo driver, Munn, meanwhile, recommended Howard consult an expert at the marijuana dispensary to ensure he gets just the kind of right high. But his puppet counterpart was less discerning. Dude, I'm smoking all fucking day, Ronnie the puppet announced with a fake joint in his mouth and smoke emanating from its ears. The studio looks like they were in the bottom. The studio looks like we're in the bottom bong right now, Derek joked as smoke filled the room. So we'll see if Howard Stern decides to try weed again.
Yeah.
Be interesting. Mrs. Weedman.
Mr. Weedman.
That's the end of the show.
Well, it is what day? It's Mother's Day.
Yeah, Sunday.
Sunday.
We recorded on a Sunday.
This is like wacky.
Yeah.
We don't usually record on
We
Sunday.
did. We recorded on a Thursday,
Right.
too, just to make sure we did 2 shows.
Yeah.
And we're going to do another one on Tuesday, so we got to catch up.
Mhm.
Vacation doesn't mean stop.
That's right.
Right. Vacation means go get refreshed, reset, and come back and get your shit done. Right?
Yeah.
And we did. So we love you all out there. Miss Weedman, you got anything else to say?
Gulp, gulp. I'm pretty baked over here, and I had a really nice Mother's Day. Climbed a tree, had to save a kite.
Put
But,
you on my shoulders.
We're all good.
Yeah. Showed everybody I
I
still
hope
got
you guys all had
strong
a great
legs.
day too. Stay well, Mr. Weedman.
Everybody out there, we love you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for just being you. We love you. As Paulie always says, smoke smart, puff, puff, and away.
Puff, puff, pass.
Check out our cannabis lifestyle brand online at 8decades.com. Our custom smokes and accessories are perfect for your coffee table, bedroom nightstand, or kitchen counter. They're designed for you to show them off. The Canna community is also loving our hemp and cotton blend t-shirts, sweatshirts, scarves, and hats, finished off with our 8 Decades logo. We've got some awesome long-lasting goods that will be your favorite for years to come. 8 Decades, because a 9th decade of cannabis prohibition isn't acceptable.